Tonight, the underground opens up from the depths of the independent heavy music scene, where raw emotion meets unfiltered aggression. A band is rising, loud, relentless, and impossible to ignore. Forged in chaos and driven by intensity, Subcyst brings a crushing blend of deathcore and metalcore that doesn't ask for your attention, it demands it. This isn't polished for the mainstream. This is pressure, distortion, truth, delivered through breakdowns, grit, and unapologetic sound. And now, they step into the spotlight. Welcome to the Underground Nation podcast, the #1 destination for discovering artists making noise underneath the surface, hosted by the one and only, the host with the ghost, BounceBallBoogie. Let the conversation begin.
Welcome back to the Underground Nation podcast, where we keep it raw, unfiltered, and real. Your host with the ghost, BounceBallBoogie. Holding it down for the underground. Today we're diving deep into the brutal heart of Chicago's underground with a band that refuses to compromise on heaviness. They've been tearing into the scene with relentless force, blending deathcore, metalcore, and to jet into something unapologetically crushing, with tracks like Death Wage and a melodic gift to proving the underground is alive, ferocious, and unapologetically raw. Family, give it up for the one and only Subcyst.
How's it going, dude? What's up, man? That was an awesome intro. That was great.
Did I say the name of that right? Malignant Gift?
A malignant gift, yes.
Perfect. I hope that. I have dyslexia, and sometimes the words go, and I was like, ooh, I think I got it. I don't know if you saw me, I think I got it. Awesome. Right. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time from your busy-ass schedule to be with us tonight. You guys are amazing. Please introduce yourselves one by one.
I'm Rich. I play guitar.
My name's Javier, and I do the screamy scream vocal monster noises.
Everyone loves the monster noises.
Right. Try to get people involved and yell at them, tell them to push each other, stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah, so demanding you are. Sheesh.
Right.
But don't worry, we want to jump. We want to. Just tell us what to do, man.
That's what we hope, you know, when the crowd gets involved, that's when we get real excited, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're excited already with music like y'all are producing. Like I was telling y'all off recording, like this was a fun research. Like y'all go fucking deep. And the fucking music that I was hearing, it was just amazing. I did not expect it. When I started diving in, I was like, dude, this is getting better and better. The more I listen, the more I read, I get more intrigued. I'm like, wow, man.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. It's really good to hear, especially because, you know, being so heavy when we show new people our music, a lot of times it's like, what did you say? What is the guitar doing? What's the drums doing? I'm like, okay, you don't get it, but you seem to get it.
I hope I get it. I feel like I'm probably just scraping the surface. I probably just stuck my finger in. I'm sure there's way more.
Oh, yeah, we have a lot coming.
Yeah.
I told you. Well, take us back. I mean, how did Subcyst form, and what was the spark that made you all come together in Chicago's underground? Javier, I'll start with you.
Okay, so me and Rich used to be in a band years ago. I think it started in 2016.
Yeah, 2016, 2015.
Somewhere around there was a pop punk band, and we both played guitar in that band. So that's where we started. And we had some breakdowns, and we were kind of doing like more of like the Day to Remember thing, blending pop punk with metalcore, and that's where I started to scream a little bit. So it kind of, I guess that's where the seed was originally planted with us working together was through that band and figuring out, hey, we like heavier stuff.
Yeah. You know? We're like, wait a minute, this is too light for us.
Right.
My soul is craving more.
Always.
Right. Yeah. It's like once you, like you said, once you pop that finger and you just want to keep going.
Yeah, that's right. That's how babies are made.
Right, yeah. You're speaking to two dads here, so we fully understand that one.
Oh, speaking from experience, we are.
Right.
Well, that's awesome. So we left that band and said, dude, let's make a monster that's way heavier and angrier than this. Was that band sad and mad? Was there any animosity there?
No, it was more so that band was called Came Out Swinging, and it was a female vocalist.
Oh.
So it was like Paramore mixed with A Day to Remember.
Okay.
And we had one vocalist. I honestly forgot why she left. And then our second one, she ended up moving. And then after that, the band just kind of dispersed one by one. You know, it just kind of happened naturally.
So it was naturally falling apart, and you two said, "Nah, let's keep grooving."
So kind of,
a little bit.
So then, like, Javier was doing something in another project. Open Your Eyes.
Yeah, it was called Open Your Eyes at the time.
Yeah, and then I joined a band called Subcyst, and it was like some friends of our band that we were in together and Came Out Swinging. It was like friends of that group.
Okay.
And so one of them was doing vocals. I was playing guitar. We found another guitarist, a drummer and bass player. And then sometimes when you get with like younger musicians, sometimes, you know, it's hard to find like dedicated musicians who show up constantly. So some of them just stop. You have life changes. Someone graduates college, moves to another city, and then everything just kind of falls apart. Well, that's kind of what was happening. We changed the name from Subcyst to Subcyst. So this was back in like 2018, 2019. And then the band fell apart as Subcyst because we lost our vocalist at the time. And I was like, Javier, do you want to do vocals? He's like, yeah, sure, I'll be a frontman.
Yeah. It was like, put the guitar down and hop up front. So I'm excited.
Wait a minute. So how long were you actually practicing being a vocalist, like training for it?
I guess as I joined this band, it was like,
you were like, I want to be a front man. Like years and years. It just happened.
Yeah. It kind of, the opportunity presented itself, and I was like, you know what? Let's take the dive and let's do it.
Dude, you got a great fucking voice, dude. Your scream is fucking killer.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. It's definitely, I focus harder and harder on it the deeper I get into it. For sure.
It's hard for me to believe that you have this talent and you just were oblivious to it. Like, no, the guitar is me. Scream, dude.
That's basically the conversation that we had. He's like, dude, you are a front man with a guitar on you. Just put the guitar down. And I'm like, okay.
Do you ever pick the guitar up and sing with the guitar on occasion?
Yeah, so that's kind of what I was doing with Came Out Swinging, is that's where I would start screaming, but it was only like a few lines here and there, or like, me and the clean singer, because she was a female, just didn't have screams, just couldn't scream. So I would take the screams over. So we kind of go back and forth. It was almost like a dual vocalist thing, but I wasn't screaming for more than 10, 15 seconds at a time, you know?
Yeah. Got it. But just enough for Rich over here to be like, yeah, there's something in that, guys.
Yeah.
There's a monster within.
Yeah, because you can also kind of tell based on influences that he likes, so he's like in that metalcore, deathcore realm too. Yeah. And I'm like, you know, you got a good scream for Came Out Swinging. And if we didn't release anything like from like some of those first initial songs we wrote together, because we're the main songwriters.
Yeah.
Because he still had like the Came Out Singing scream, because it was a little different for pop punk. And then he was just able to, it was like one day he flipped a switch and now he's like in the metalcore, deathcore realm. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
So we're like, go with it. Go.
Monster.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess I think if we're getting technical with it, I used to do dry screams, you know, and now I'm doing like more false chords and gurgles and zombie noises and stuff like that, which is it's just so much fun now. I love it.
Yeah, it looks like you're having fun. I mean, I've been enjoying it. I mean, the vocals really bring everything else to life.
Sweet. That's awesome to hear.
Let me say that back. I can't say the life, because the band itself is fucking dope. I mean, that shit is heavy. But the vocals itself, I'll say, is the cherry on top.
Sweet. Sweet.
That's the best way to
that little kiss.
Woo, yeah.
Saturday night just got spicy. Welcome to the Spicy Ice Cream Party, going down every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Grab your favorite ice cream, stack your toppings, and pull up with your host with the ghosts, BounceBallBoogie. This isn't just a party, it's a music showcase, a place where new artists get heard. For just 99 coins, your song gets played live for everyone to hear. No algorithms, no gatekeepers, just real ears, Get a live review from BounceBallBoogie and the creators of the Boogieverse. And if your track hits hard, you might earn a personal invitation to a spotlight interview on the Underground Nation podcast. New music, real feedback, real exposure. This is where the underground gets discovered. Spicy Ice Cream Party, every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Pull up and let the Boogieverse hear you.
Your sound has been described as no polish, no compromise. What does that philosophy mean to you creatively and personally?
No polish, no compromise. I think it's just we do it how we want to play it, and that's just kind of how it's been, because everything we've done is released, produced, and mixed in-house. So Javier does most of it.
In-house?
Yes. So Javier does all the mixing.
This is the studio. So we're in the studio recording, and I'm looking at my little setup that I have. Mm-hmm. So everything is done pretty much through this room in the basement.
Yes.
You said the key word there, basement.
Right. Exactly.
No one ever talks about the basement.
Oh, the basement is where everything gets started, man. Favorite.
Always. Are you saying there's a whole freaking mad laboratory behind that curtain?
Basically. This is just a wall, but yeah, if we
behind the curtain wall,
the little bit that we have, we can make it look like a mad laboratory for sure.
Oh my gosh! Do not look behind the curtain.
Right,
you'll be traumatized.
Right, you will be, because you'll see guitars on the floor and be like, "What are you doing?" No, I'm joking.
Not my guitars.
Yeah, no,
babies, pick them up.
But yeah, I think a lot of that no polish term kind of comes from just learning everything ourselves, and the no compromise is we do a lot of it off of feel. Mm-hmm. And not necessarily going after the big sound right now. You know what I'm saying? So we see a lot of things start happening because we have tried to introduce some of those elements in our songs before, with the DJ scratches in Death Wage. Mm-hmm. That happened on accident, and then we're like, oh, there's a lot of bands doing it. Maybe let's just keep it and do it. But it was more it happened on accident. It felt right. Let's keep doing it,
So the universe is part of the band too. That's awesome.
A little bit, yeah. We let the gravity kind of pull in and just see where things start going, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is awesome. So this whole do-it-yourself attitude here, was this from schooling or all self-taught?
It would be all self-taught. I've done, a couple courses just through YouTube and URL.
YouTube University graduate here.
Exactly. Pretty much. You can learn everything on YouTube. Anything that you got to find. It's I use YouTube pretty much as a Google now. Yeah. I don't go to Google to find answers. I go to YouTube, which is funny.
Yeah, it's turned into a whole search engine.
Yeah. So kind of just piecing everything together from that. And I think we're approaching the 10-year mark of working together with me and him. So it's kind of, it's been a long learning process, for sure.
Wow. So this has been a journey to get to this sound we're hearing today.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible. Can I learn what role does Chicago's metal scene play in shaping your band's identity?
So we had initial members that were from Chicago, and we have one that's from one of the suburbs of Chicago right now. He's our current drummer. I used to be I grew up in Lansing, Illinois. So I was always in Chicago for the most part. And I think, Javier, you were from a south suburb too in Illinois.
Yeah, I was in Chicago Heights for a little while there. Yeah. And then I moved to Indiana. So I'm right over the border of Illinois and Indiana.
Yeah, we all kind of just jumped over the line, and now a lot of us are in Indiana.
Isn't that like Tornado Alley over there?
Pretty much, yeah, a little bit. But it doesn't get too bad. We get a little bit of lake effect.
Yeah. I remember I had a friend over there who lost their freaking roof to their house and something from a tornado, and they were dealing with the insurance company trying to get them to pay out to fix the roof that flew out in the tornado. And I was like, I'm sure they're overloaded with everyone else that's complaining about their missing roofs.
Fortunately, there's a lot of guys out here. They know what they're doing, so it seems like they're keeping the roofs down right now. So
there you go. Keeping them down intact.
But yeah, as far as the Chicago scene's concerned, most of our first gigs were like West Chicago and Illinois based. So a lot of our early friends in these other bands in the local scene, they're all from Illinois for the most part. And now we're in Indiana making some moves. We've been up to Wisconsin a little bit all over the place slowly.
We're expanding.
Yeah,
A little bit.
throughout the Midwest. So
Nice.
Yeah, it made it weird to say that, like, to pick a hometown, and it was just like Chicago is a half hour away, you know, from us. We're like, that's where we gather, that's where we're playing our shows. So like when we're out of town, we don't tell people like, oh, from Lowell, Indiana, or, you know, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Like people don't know that, you know. So it's just like, we're from Chicago, you know.
Yeah, makes sense. I totally get it. This is like me here in Denver. I am literally in Denver, but there's others that refuse to represent the sub areas. It's just Denver. I claim Denver. Makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
But can you guys walk me through, or I say walk us through, right? Underground Nation. Walk us through the writing of Death Wage. What message or emotion were you all channeling there?
Well,
A lot of frustration.
yeah, hopefully none of my coworkers see this podcast. But
You do, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen now.
I forgot what happened at work. But I was just so upset because I've been trying to buy a house and this market just sucks. So I'm a civil engineer.
Whoa.
As my day job, and it's hard just getting a house, even when you're working as a civil engineer on your own, even in Indiana. So I was just fuming at work one day because I just kept getting handed some nonsense at work for some reason or other. But so then I took a break, and within like 15, 20 minutes, I had lyrics for a full song, and I was sending them to Javier. So I was like, we need to do something with this. And then we met up at his house probably like a week or two later, and I'm like, okay, I kind of have an idea for guitars. And then we like refine it together. Some lyrics are a little too long, compact it a little bit. Javier sprinkles in some stuff, and then boom, now you have a song.
Yeah, that one actually came together really fast. That was probably the fastest that we've written a song, had it ready to go, and like we can release it. And by the time we were done with it, we are like, oh, it's time. Let's do it. You know, like this is sweet. So that was probably one of my favorite songs to work on, just because everything came together. It was just like that whole feel of everything feels right, you know, like let's just keep doing it, you know, and like nothing felt like a wrong choice. Nothing was a battle, or we didn't get stuck anywhere. It all went really smooth. It was a turning point for this band, I feel like.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
This summer, it's all about how you show up. Clean, bold, confident. Every angle built to stand out. Two-piece energy, made to turn heads. Details that hit, front to back. One piece, two piece, up to 5X. Made for real bodies, real confidence. No distractions, no extras. Just the look and how it makes you feel. Only $34.99. Step into your moment. Make a splash. Own the pool.
But how do you balance? Aggression and technicality in your songwriting?
I honestly don't know. It's just a natural what it is, and like
Just ride the wave, man.
yeah,
Ride the wave.
because there's two different approaches, and so rarely have lyrics came before the instrumentals. For that song, it was lyrics before instrumentals. So the lyrics and how we had kind of planned on saying them and accenting them kind of drove how the instrumentals were going to go. And then if we struggled on an instrumental, we would map out like some drums for a section or something, and
Very
then
cool.
right to that.
It's definitely a different process.
It is.
You know,
It is.
It was that weird turning point where the process changed, and we're like, whoa, like what are we doing? like the song almost wrote itself. Not that it did, but like it went that smooth to where you're like,
Yeah, I like that.
why is it going so smooth? Like, there should be a bump in the road, but it's working out.
Yeah.
Do you feel that was just one of those moments where time around you and everything happening just stopped and y'all were just locked in the zone, and all of a sudden y'all came to and it was like, dang, how did we do that?
Personally, for me, it was all about a message that I think a lot of people, especially a younger generation, are feeling. I don't think it's exclusive to any type of job. So Javier's blue collar, he does roofing, and that song means something to him is blue collar. The song means something to me is white collar. So I think it's just something for a generation of people facing something that maybe not necessarily their parents had to face. And it's not to play a victim mentality. It's just we're in a different world, and it's changing exponentially faster than previous generations had to face change. So it's just kind of crazy. You know, we've seen technology just ramp up like crazy. And it's all tied together, all of this stuff, man. Like I've slowly been leaning into some stuff about AI. We've been working on an intro for that kind of crap. And so I could go on all day about this stuff and just like make like a little yarn diagram connecting everything that we talk about in the songs. And how it relates to our everyday lives and stuff. But yeah.
Well, that'd be really cool. Would you ever do that like for subscribers or like someone that goes on your Patreon or something like that?
I mean,
something to think about for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I just
if there's that
sounds really
yeah, right.
There's people that interested.
Right. Yeah. We have to keep telling ourselves.
I was
that.
getting interested. I mean, just like I said, just putting these questions together. I mean, I feel like I did an extraordinary job putting these questions together just because of how intrigued I was by learning about you. And I didn't expect that. It just happened. And if it's happened just to me, and I know that I do it for kind of my profession, but imagine the everyday reader. I try to put myself in their shoes.
Right.
And I greatly appreciate that about you, because I think that's one thing that's hidden in metal or kind of brushed aside is lyrics. I think there's certain subgenres of metal that kind of just, it's like, oh, fuck you, fuck this, fuck everything in the world, blah, 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 blah. But then it's another thing to actually start to point out little things about society that's bipartisan that we all should be trying to fix. And I think we've hidden that pretty well in our music. But because we're underground, you don't get too many people diving all that deep. But it's there, and it's for the people that want that.
Exactly. And that's why the Underground Nation is here, to help lift you up to above ground, to see the light of day.
And I think some numbers are reflecting that in concert attendance for metal lately. I think they're showing those numbers are growing.
Metal is on the rise right now, y'all. Mm-hmm. It's trending again.
Yeah, which is every time it does, I'm just like, why? Like, how? Like, I don't know why. I'm like, how? But like,
don't ask why. Just dive in, swim, boy, swim.
Right? Like, oh, I'm so happy, but like, what happened? You know,
people are pissed, dude.
I think that's what it is.
People are pissed. Everything around them is going up except their income.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's basically.
It's not a living wage; it's a death wage.
Yeah, look at that full circle right there.
It's a circle.
A full circle. Look at that. Let's take a step into the next circle. What's the story behind A Malignant Gift, and how do you feel it pushes your music forward?
So Malignant Gift, this kind of is a topic switch. This one's more on mental health. It's kind of similar to our message behind our initial EP release, Lifeless. So
a cleansing
too, kind of.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were calling the EP.
No. I meant the song Lifeless off our EP, A Cleansing.
Okay.
So, I mean, we all have, I think everyone struggles with their mental health to a point. There was a point in my life, I want to say, oh my God, was it 2022? I think that was the year.
I think so.
I was struggling really bad for some reason or whatever. Went to a doctor. They diagnosed me with just like general depression. And then I was married at the time. And then she ended up leaving me like a month after that.
She's like, that's the reason for your depression. I'm out.
Well, no, I'm not going to blame her for that necessarily, but I think it was pretty shitty.
That's a weird, horrible timing. I will agree on that. Horrible timing.
Yeah, it was pretty rough because like I just got like my meds and they were supposed to be kicking in at that time. And so I'm on a roller coaster in my head because I've never been on meds like that. So, and I was trying to figure it out and all this stuff. And I don't know. So went through a divorce. And then, so Lifeless was written before the divorce. A Malignant Gift was written afterwards. Because it's almost like it's something given to you that you don't necessarily ask for. And I don't think anyone truly wants to be depressed. I would hope not. But it's more of a song to describe the experience and just other people know we're all thinking the same messed up stuff in our head, dude. At some point in time we are. And sometimes it's easier to just get it out in a song and then maybe you don't feel like it's so bottled up anymore. So that's almost like for me.
Yeah, I get that. I relate to that.
Our songs turn into like little therapy sessions, you know, for us. And every time we play it, we just get that aggression out and it just helps us heal just that much more. And I think a lot of music that's what music is to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of other bands too.
Yep.
Yes. It's been a common thing in recent interviews for us to kind of talking about this, where we're making music for ourselves about certain situations that may be causing hurt, pain, maybe even joy and happiness. But we're doing it for ourselves to express that emotion. And when we release it, we never really get to feel what the listener is what the emotions they're getting, but it resonates with those who are going through a similar situation.
Right.
Yeah.
I just find it unique when the music finds someone at that moment when they're going through that situation.
Yeah,
That's what I find unique.
It's magic. At that point, it's something else that just like the opposites attract kind of thing, like a magnet.
Yeah, fucking magnets. How do they work?
Right? I don't know.
When you think of your live performance, what kind of experience are you aiming to create for your fans?
The tone is like very energetic, but also semi-depressive. But I think the most prevalent one is energy, because in our music, there tends to be actually a good amount of bounce. Like I would say, like in the earlier tracks, Death Wage, there's some, and Malignant GIF they're just a little different because we've slowly evolved our writing, kind of, and you can kind of start to see that as we mature within whatever subgenre we're writing in. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on that.
It gets a little hard to put us into a genre sometimes. We change so much. We're like, yeah, we're deathcore, but we're also kind of metalcore, but we're not quite metalcore, Like we don't quite have the melody of metalcore,
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
So then at the end of the day, I said, what genre are you in? What would be the official answer?
I think we're leaning more on the deathcore side now. It was like our first song, A Cleansing, was pretty deathcore. It was almost like Thyar's Murder-ish. And then we kind of had like metalcore, deathcore line. And now I think we're going back towards deathcore, but with more like gent elements are starting to be introduced.
Yeah, and as the genre of slam is like evolving, like that's also kind of what we're starting to hear. People like, dude, you guys are so slammy, and I'm like, is that the term? Like, are we slammy? Like,
slammy. I like that. I like that. But it sounds like you're walking a line here, deathcore, metalcore. In your opinion, what's the most misunderstood thing about the deathcore, metalcore genre?
I think the most misunderstood thing is that it's not just noise. Like, yes, it's noise, but like that it's so much more than what scratches the surface and what you get at face value when you start diving into it. Like, I had somebody at work the other day, they saw a TikTok pop up on their phone and they're like, hey, it's you. They're like, I didn't understand a word you said. And they're almost kind of like trying to poke at me or whatever. And they'll go, what did you say? What did you say? And as if I didn't have lyrics there. And I told them what I said. And it was the line from, it's clergy. The sins of the fathers are passed down to the sons. And the look on their face was just like, oh, like you are saying something meaningful. And like they almost like felt like an asshole for trying to make fun of me for it. And they're like, oh, it all clicked to them that it's not just me screaming into the microphone. It's all the frustration and anger and everything that's built up that makes this thing that we call deathcore or Subcyst,
Yeah, so that's very cool. With that said, how do you handle criticism from people who don't get it, who don't get your sound?
Cool. Just is what it is. You're gonna have haters.
Water off a duck's back.
Right. I always say, I'm always like, yeah, it's not for you. You don't get it. I'm like, you just don't get it. And then they're like almost offended that they don't get it. What's there to get? And I'm like, yeah, keep asking.
Yeah, it's obvious.
Right. Yeah. So I think there's an element to that, and like the criticism and haters. I think there's a lot of just people that don't realize what they're doing, especially like as they're commenting on videos and commenting on posts and things like that. Like somebody had left a comment about our song Death Wage on the video and said something about our production just sounds like everybody else's production and that this is so cookie cutter. And my response to it was, I was like, oh, I'm sorry that you think that way. But then I listed out like exactly how we ran our amplifiers and recorded our amplifiers and like how I'm blending two different cabinet signals together. And I was like, it really is a lot more than you're seeing. And then they ended up commenting back and like, that's not what I meant. I feel like an asshole now. Like, that's not what I meant. The song is good. I'm just tired of hearing the same thing. I'm like, I don't think it's the same thing. Like, I don't think that you listened to it, because I don't think that it sounds at all the same to anybody. Because that's another thing that we talk about a lot, is that like we don't know who else we sound like,
Well, that's the thing too. I have a push-pull with that relationship. Like, why does everyone have to reinvent a genre? I don't quite understand it. Like, I've heard so much stadium country music and people keep eating it up 24/7. So I'm like, is it really like, is it that big of a deal that we didn't reinvent something? The song was about a message.
Yeah.
So you were about more of the sound. Okay, dude. Cool. Appreciate you.
All right.
And at least he took the time to listen. And that really all I can ask for is if you just give a few seconds of your time to listen. And if you decide it's for you, that's fucking awesome. And if it's not, well, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone has an opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like everyone has an asshole.
Right. There's a bunch of them.
Looking for bold, high-quality merch that hits harder than your next show? At Smoking Barrel Apparel, we fire up the best in screen printing and promotional gear, crafted for bands, artists, and creators who refuse to blend in. From shirts to banners, from tour drops to custom promo runs, we've got your back with the best prices around. Learn more today at Smokin. That's SMOKINBA.com. Official sponsor of the Underground Nation podcast, supporting the heartbeat of the underground, one print at a time. Contact Ryan Chavez for more information. Smokin' Barrel Apparel, where your brand meets the barrel.
I mean, every band has struggles. What's been your hardest obstacle so far, and how did you all overcome it?
I would say, honestly, the biggest obstacle was just having band members that were ready to do this with us and like ready to be serious and start, like when we book a show, like showing up to the show. You know, like it sounds so basic, it's so simple, but like that was...
You have to want it.
Yeah, and that was the hardest thing, especially because we want to do the blast beats and stuff, so it was like finding a musician that's up to par and that has the time to do it. So for the first, I want to say three or 4 years of working on this project, we probably played a total of 6 shows with the same lineup. And now we got our new bass player, Lucas, and our new drummer, Douglas, last year in about December or November. So we got show ready in like 30 days and played our first show with them at the end of last December. And then we're finally able to start like really playing shows and hitting it. So it was, once we got those guys, everything kind of, more doors started opening. We're able to take more opportunities and get ourselves actually prepared. You know, I think before it was almost like we're trying to, not necessarily that we're trying to run on luck, but like trying to run on just like, everybody, can you just please like hopefully be there and show up and make it, you know? Mm-hmm. And now I think we have guys that really understand that there's not luck, and that luck is just when preparation meets opportunity. And like that they understand when opportunity comes, like, let's be prepped. Let's do this. Let's be ready.
Exactly.
I love that, dude. Preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah. I think
Absolutely.
That's an excellent.
Yeah. Song idea right there. You caught it here.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm serious. Put that on a shirt and I will wear it.
Sounds good.
So, I mean, if you think about that, that's almost a universal thing. And whatever it is that you are as a person trying to achieve, you got to stay prepared, because you never know when the opportunity would present itself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think our first time really feeling that was when we got asked to open up for one of our mine and Rich's favorite bands, King 810. And it was right in our hometown. And that was like, oh, we're prepped. We're ready. Yeah, let's sell the tickets. Let's do it. Like, and everything came together. And that was like, we had the conversation, like, let's keep this mentality and keep pushing forward. Mm-hmm. Like, this can happen maybe, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. I find it crazy sometimes when I hear bands or hip hop artists or don't like to go out and sell tickets. And I'm like, dude, if you have an audience, it shouldn't be that worrisome. And if you don't have an audience, it's going to help you build one, because now you're making connections and you're being forced to build up go out and network or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10, I find that just like going to the mall and just like going to Hot Topic and looking for people that look like metalheads that might want to come to the local show that King 810 is going to, like they'll buy a ticket for $15. You know, like they want to go to those shows. They just might not know about it, you know? So like that's the best way. So I definitely, I hear the same thing, that bands don't want to sell tickets and things like that. I'm like, that's how you do it.
You're not a rock star yet there, buddy.
Yeah.
You're
The name on the marquee doesn't sell it yet, you know?
You're on the path, but not there
Be
yet.
humble.
Yeah, exactly.
Sit down.
Right? A little bit of Kendrick. I don't think he caught that one.
I don't listen to too much rap.
I have a jukebox in my brain, and as soon as I hear keywords, I just hear the song in my head.
Right. I'm the same way.
I just blurt it out. But what's the creative dynamic between the band members? Do you fight more or vibe more?
I'd say it's a lot more of a vibe for sure, especially now that we're pretty much all on the same page and like, okay, like let's just make this happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting the new guys when you have fresh blood come in the band. I feel like it's just that just sparks something else. You know, it re-inspired me even, and like re-excited me to like come back to practice. You know, we practice every week.
Right.
We get together all the time. So it was like, okay, let's keep going. You know, it was almost like the first practice all over again.
Yeah,
absolutely. When we see the fire in their eyes, and they're just as or more excited than you are, and they hold up, let me get some coffee. Let's go. That's awesome.
It's almost like they're now at the point where it's like, oh, okay, we all can hold each other accountable now. You know, like
that's great. Got to have your accountability partner.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's mine.
vice versa.
Right.
Very cool. So, I mean, is there any, I know you guys said you're kind of planning or actively doing an expansion throughout the Midwest. Has there been any talks of forming a tour or joining a tour?
Well, we're trying to do maybe a couple weekenders coming up. It's a matter of finding like certain bands that we want to ask, because how it's going to be for us right now is we have venue contacts, but then they'll probably ask us to build the bill. So then we have to be familiar with that region's local artists, how they do, because if we just start to go into a new territory, and then we could end up shooting ourselves in the foot, because then the only people that are listening are other bands, which isn't necessarily a horrible thing, because we're used to that. You know, everyone goes through that grind at some point where they just spend like tons of time playing a bunch of shows to only family and friends. So
Yeah.
it's just part of it. But it seems to be working pretty well. And the bands that we do meet up with, like in Wisconsin and such, Iowa, and they've been very, very hospitable to us, and they've really understand the value of building a local scene. And it seems more prevalent in certain communities versus others. So we've been learning that as we've been branching out more and more.
That's awesome.
So we've definitely been talking about tours and going back to a couple places that we've already hit. So hopefully something will get put together very soon.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Would you ever consider like putting some money together and buying a slot on a tour that's already planned out and mapped out with a headliner?
I think I would consider it. I guess it would just depend on who it is.
Timing.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. You know, like I've been told before, cause I've gotten offered in a previous band to buy onto a tour, and somebody had actually kind of told me against it, because they're like, well, then you will always be the buy-on band. It's hard to get past being the buy-on band. So like, that has been in my head. I haven't had the offer since, you know, so I'm like, I don't know.
Get that out of your head, man. I mean, think about it. You're going into new territory with someone else that's already kind of mapped it out for y'all. So you're already kind of took that out of your workload. But I mean, this gives you the whole new listeners. And for someone to say that is just crazy to me, because how do you think that headlining band got there? They went through a similar situation. And see, this goes back again to the plan. There's no plan in place. There has to be a plan. If we're just throwing money at things that we think is right at the time, I mean, that's when bands get burnt out and frustrated, because they're not getting the results they wanted. But if we map out what our actual goal is, what do we all want to achieve, and we're in agreement, now we just got to map it out to get there. Talk about the unforeseen risks, those, you know, the uncomfortable conversations don't want to talk about, like, what if this happens? How do we pivot? It's always going to adjust, because life and bullshit's going to hit us, but the plan and destination should never change.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely something to think about. I like that point of view. I was told that. It was quite a few years ago, but it's just always been something that like scared me. And now that you're saying, I'm like, see, I don't know if it should have scared me. And just those outside ears that how I'm in my head, you know?
It's the gatekeepers.
Well, as those people that have their own fears that spread their fears and concerns into others like you, and they plant that seed of negativity. And so when the opportunity comes again, now you're not prepared. Ooh, looks full circle again.
Right? Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
And then they're taking it. Yeah.
Crazy how that keeps happening tonight. That's really cool. I'm digging it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that and so we're kind of on the opposite ends, right? Y'all the talent, and I'm kind of on the back end doing the write-ups and the interviews and really helping y'all in the business aspect, so behind the curtains. And so when you look at two different perspectives on one thing that we see how we can elevate you, because from our end, it's like playing a big game of chess. Like, how am I going to place this band to make moves as so we can win this game together?
Yeah, it's like coaching a football team.
Exactly. We have to run the play. Ooh, look at that.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, we're killing it tonight.
And here comes the story that I'm a football coach for my son's team.
Nice.
So that's another full circle. But
nice. My son, he's playing high school football right now. He's on. He was freaking pumped because he made a varsity this year in his sophomore year.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Yeah. They played against a bigger team last night, and they won. And so anyway, they're all celebrating, and he's laid out right now. But big game last night. Yeah, it was so super fun. And dude, in Colorado, the coolest thing about our games, like the high school games, like back in the day, they treat it just the same. Like, we're big football heads out here, and like we'll be out there in the cold, and it's fucking snowing and shit. And the kids, they have a blast in the snow. And then like everything hurts 10 times more, but it's 10 times more fun. It's like the adrenaline's going 10 times more, so I can feel it. It's so cool. And from the coach's perspective, I used to coach when he was doing Pee Wee or Little League, but now he's in high school. He's off in the reins. But I could see that education, knowledge, and experience he got from Little League. It shows on what he's doing today. So that's commend you for helping those boys.
Right, building blocks.
Exactly,
laying down the building blocks.
Exactly,
Thank you.
Exactly, and it also reflects on their day to day. Like team team player, and having those values there. I see that in my boy too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Feel like your little boy is starting to become an adult and get personalities and get his own little swagger to him and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, it's cool. It's cool to see him, grow into the person that you're. I know they're always go with that little weird phase where they're trying to find themselves, but when you're able to assist in that and be active in their life, it's a feeling that's really hard to explain.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just so proud. Like, dude, yes. Keep
going. You like talking about it,
Right. Right. Oh, you see my eyes tearing up? I'm going to hold her back.
Oh, no, I'm talking about mine.
Oh, okay, cool. I was like, damn, he's noticing. Yeah, man. It's fucking cool.
Right.
But with that, in today's technology era, the streaming world, how do you see bands like yours actually making money back from your art?
I think that's where we're struggling a little bit, is that we don't see it necessarily back from the music. It's not the music that helps us make more music, which is sad to say. It's us selling our t-shirts and stuff that help us make more music. So I think that's, we focus on streaming and trying to get those numbers up because we know that it's important.
Yeah.
But it's almost like we don't know how to catch it and how to navigate the streaming part of it to get the money back on that aspect or have a revenue flow from that end.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off of that. It's pretty much the live show.
Yeah.
And I think this is true for a lot of underground bands too. You'll come across a band on Spotify and you'll be like, oh, I've heard this sound before or whatever, but it can be a different experience when you see them live. And it is like an energy exchange. It's kind of almost, I don't know how to really describe it other than that, but it all kind of, that's where I think we make the connections the most. It's at those live shows.
Yeah.
And that's actually, to me, more meaningful, maybe not from a revenue standpoint, but personally to see those connections in real life. And it's crazy because we had one show we put together probably a year and some change ago, and it's funny to see how all those random bands I reached out to were so instrumental because they helped us get gigs here and there and there. And then those gigs had bands that helped us get here and here and there. So I think, yeah, it's slightly different with streaming platforms and online presence. And I think obviously there's going to be some people who understand it more than others.
Hello, you. Hello, new. Hello, early. Hello, pump, push. Hello, energy, effort. Hello, movement. Hello, goals and real swole, the best you've ever looked. Hello, PRs and PBs. Goodbye, couch sitting and TV, or tired and groggy, lackluster and foggy. Instead, say hello to a new version of you. And say hello to Make Wellness, to see what you really can do.
And it depends on the bands too, because I see a lot of bands that have good streaming numbers, but they are not the best, but they are like meme bands. They've got their streams because they're in this world where you're pursuing that TikTok moment, that Instagram reel, that all that stuff. And we obviously got to try to play that too. Kind of, we've done it with Death Wage because there's like a Will Ferrell quote in there near the beginning.
The Anchorman quote.
Yeah, from Anchorman too. And like we get it. But that quote wasn't necessarily because we were necessarily pursuing that kind of a moment. It fit the song because it resonated with Death Wage. It's about getting a paycheck and keeping a gun out of your mouth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it all fits the message. And it's always funny how some of the darkest messages are coming from comedians. They just have a different kind of brain, dude. And I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, that is kind of the catch-22 right now, breaking out of that shell. But it's weird, you know, because it seems like even though at the moment the online listeners might not be as big as some other bands, they are there and they are engaged. So, and that's what you want. You don't want these fake bot accounts. You don't want to, at the end of the day, some of them aren't just numbers. Some of them are real people and they engage all the time and they are at your shows. And I think it's encouraging when you see that first group of people and you see it start to get a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger. And especially when you start to see that they're not people from these other bands, they're just regular people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. At that moment, when you start seeing similar faces starting to come back to shows, that's a sign that you are building a community around your music. And that's why I preach to bands, like, please, focus on community building around your music. Because if you think about it, just like a TV show, take Breaking Bad, for example, there's an audience dedicated to just Breaking Bad and everything about it. It's the same concept for you and your band. Yep. They want to know the backstory. They want to see the behind the scenes shit. They want to see the fuck ups in the recording process. They want to see Javier freaking making the mistakes in his vocal recording. They want to see the drummer getting pissed off and throwing his sticks at Rich because Rich won't pay attention to him for some reason. You know, those little moments, man, that only a certain people can see, that moving the curtain out of the way for certain individuals that are there. But those are the ones that will subscribe every month. Those are the ones that will pay for the download of your single before it gets distributed worldwide. I've been preaching that too. Like, dude, sell your new single first to your subscribers, your community, let them get their download, and then do a public release, so you at least recuperate some of those funds immediately to go back to the craft.
Right. Yeah, and kind of doing another full circle on that. The community aspect is just so huge, and so our first song, Cleansing, was about our experience through COVID. Killed so much of the community. Like a sense of community.
At least.
You know what I mean? Like, because in our scene, you saw people just retreat into their house. They don't want to come out. And then they just kept that mentality once everything kind of, the lockdowns came back up, they stayed in their homes. And then the younger generations, they're even more inclined to stay in their homes. So it's even that much harder to build that community now for these newer metal bands. And it's just the strangest thing. But I think, you keep pushing. That's all you can do to build back the community. And I think, like we were talking about earlier, the numbers in metal are coming up. So I think that's a good sign, at least. So
would you ever consider, or have you ever tried to perform live, like on a live stream on any kind of platform?
We have one coming up on October 4th.
Where at?
That's going to be our very first live stream.
Yeah.
I think
Lucas has the information on that. It was his contact.
I'm forgetting the stream right now.
Podcast name. I know, dude. It's somewhere on my phone.
When y'all get that info, please share it with us. We'd like to help you push that, especially since it's a month away. We got plenty of time.
Yeah.
But I'm an online geek. Like, social media is my thing. So that you bring it up, the pandemic, bro, almost took me out. Not because of COVID, but first I was invested into venues where we were doing like charity events. I was still having to rent the venue, but they would give me, a discount because it's a charity event. So I wasn't bringing any money in. I was having people bring cans of food and clothing to come see the show. Anyway, when they closed up shop, I didn't get none of that money back because I simply didn't have contracts in place. I was just, doing business on a handshake. But I also didn't expect for them to close up. It just happened.
Yep.
And I don't think they planned for it either, because they never reopened. They all had boarded up windows. Like, literally in downtown Denver, there were so many boarded up shops. And to this day, there still is boarded up shops, and they're still looking for people that have an interest of opening up a retail store there. And I'm like, bro, it's so expensive for one. And they're making more money online than they ever will in that retail storefront. Yeah.
Small business killer.
And then to freaking make it worse, I got laid off that same year. So when first was the venues closing, and then I got laid off. So I lost all my revenue streams that year. And I was like, I got to figure something out.
Wow. It's just wild to hear all these stories, man. You always meet someone.
Well, that's when I went full throttle with my buddies here at Underground Nation magazine, and we went ape shit.
That's awesome.
We went gorilla mode.
I love that, dude.
I love that story. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Hell yeah.
Thanks. Oh, I feel better now. A little therapy session for me too. Look at that.
Right? Yeah, we all got it.
What do you guys see as the next big milestone for Subcyst? An album, touring, something even bigger?
I'm thinking our next plan would be our next step up would be like an official music video. Yeah. So that's in the works. We don't know what song. We're thinking we're going to record a new song and just go balls to the wall with that one. And
yes.
Do a nice music video.
Yeah,
absolutely. Do it, please. We want it.
You said it, so we got to do it now.
We got to do it. Because one 3-minute or 2-minute music video will give you endless short form videos you can put up as reels and your TikTok and all that. Right. So it's a 2-in-1.
Yep, and that's been our conversations lately.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks have been trying to put that together. So hopefully within the next couple months here, we'll have something for everybody.
That sounds fun. I can't wait to be there. So where should we follow, and subscribe so new listeners and I could participate?
All of our social media handles are under either Subcyst or Subcyst Band. You'll see Subcyst Band under, I think, Instagram.
Yep.
There we go.
Is what we have. So we have Instagram, we have TikTok, Facebook. Instagram, I would say, is the most engaged. Mm-hmm. We just, Facebook, it just doesn't seem to get pushed out. We have more numbers on Facebook, like more followers and stuff, but everybody seems to be engaged over on Instagram. So we're over there a little bit more often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotcha. Go where the fans are.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I always try to tell bands and artists, focus on the platform that you enjoy the most. Focus there, and then make content specifically for there, and then repurpose the content to the other platforms.
Right. Yeah. That's basically what we're starting to figure out a little bit.
Yeah, it's a big game of chess, my friend, and I'm a chess player.
All right. Yeah, I can tell. I am not that thought out.
Well, if you guys ever want to play a game of chess, I'm more than happy. I've been playing. We play online too, doing the online games. You can be over there, I'm over here. We're still playing together.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a cool world, man. It's a cool world. Imagine we get down on some Halo.
Oh, I'm down for Halo. I'm into Halo, Call of Duty.
I had to make a conscious decision. I'm like, I can be about these video games and get addicted really bad, or I can spend time on the music. So I really toe a line, and if I'm playing video games, I focus on just one game, and I just do a little bit of it here and there, and that's all I can do. So right now, it's just been Elden Ring, because I hate myself.
So good, dude. It's so good.
That's all I do if I'm playing video games. So.
Very cool. Elden Ring. I never got into Elden Ring. I did get into Diablo. I enjoyed. I've been playing Diablo since I was a kid, though, on the freaking computer, but it didn't look cool.
I got into it in Diablo 3, and what was that, 2012 or something like that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, something like that. But nowadays, I only play games if I, someone out there invites me, and then we got time, or I'm getting paid to play the game.
Right.
That's been my favorite.
I wish. Yeah, I would do it too.
Yeah, well, it can happen. If all it takes is you build an audience, and all of a sudden companies and video games, they'll make offers to you with these brand deals. That's more popular now than sponsorships.
Yeah, that's that whole industry too is like, it intrigues me very much. I'll read like different articles and stuff with the sponsors.
Yeah, and then y'all with y'all being a band and having guitars and all these equipment and shit, you guys already can be able to get some deals with just companies that sell the equipment.
Right. Dude, yeah. I would love for you to do horror. And then they're like, Javier can't do falsetto. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, Javier does falsetto.
Very cool. Well, guys, before we close out, I want to give you all the floor. Subcyst, what advice would you give to your fans, the ones riding with you in the pit, and to new listeners who are just discovering you for the first time tonight? Drop some wisdom, well wishes, and tell them why they should stick with you on this journey.
I would say because our band's always learning and improving, and we like to engage with everyone in our scene, and we are, at the end of the day, we are about a community and about letting voices be heard that sometimes go unheard.
Yeah, big time. And then, life is going to get hard. Life is going to get you down. Just keep that head up, keep trucking through, and, just don't be afraid to reach out to people around you. The guys that are around you, like him and the other guys that we have in this band are very important, not just, in this band and as a band, but in my life. Like these guys are my support system. So don't be afraid to ever talk to anybody. It's very important to have those friends and keep that head up, keep pushing forward.
Yeah. Very well said. Well, that's a wrap on this heavy session with Subcyst, straight out of Chicago. Bring the uncompromising weight. Family, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to Subcyst on all their platforms, at Subcyst or at Subcyst Band. Don't forget to tap into the Underground Nation. Visit www.underground-nation.com. And you can also search Underground Nation Podcast on all your favorite platforms. Drop us a review, take a snapshot, and send it over, and we'll give you a shout-out on a future episode. Until next time, this is your host with the ghost, BounceBallBoogie, signing out. Stay loud, stay loyal, and keep the underground alive. Thank you, Subcyst.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
That was Subcyst, bringing raw energy and real perspective to the Underground Nation stage. If you felt that sound, if you connected with their message, don't stop here. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Subcyst on all social and streaming platforms. If you enjoyed what you heard today and want to discover more incredible bands making serious noise underneath the surface, visit underground-nation.com. And if you're a band, an artist, or a creator with a story to tell, this platform is built for you. Submit your information now to ugnpodcast@gmail.com. You could be next. Until next time, stay loud, stay real, and keep your ears tuned to the underground.